What's going on, everybody? You like this? You like this little thing I got going on here? Got an exciting announcement. I don't know if I could do a podcast like this all night. I got to take this off. Give me a second. All right. I hope everybody is doing well. Testing out some new software. We're live on both Facebook and YouTube. So, welcome all the YouTube folks. I see Tackle Fishing Adventures, Expediter Guy in the chat. Everybody, please go down, click that share button if you're watching on Facebook, and let's get this thing rolling, man. So, the face buffs, check these out. Got a whole box here. Our man Sam Jones has got a new little thing going, and it's called Boss Buffs. And we got these paddle and fin ones here. So we're going to give a few of these away tonight. So you got to share this on your Facebook page and tag Paddle and Fin Podcast in it. And we will hook you all up with some face buffs. Please go over to the Boss Buffs page and share that up, man. Paddle and Fin's working with Boss Buffs, so super excited. Scott Butcher's in the house, probably going to give me a hard time like he did Milford the other night. I like it. But we got some fun stuff on the docket tonight. Some of us have been talking in the group chat today. Mr. Butcher's in the house. He's been doing something cool with Fish USA, the Live 5. And man, I know Dylan, the kid's in there, Brad Case, Jamie Dennison. Shout out to the catch team. Who else is in there, man? There's quite a few in the mix. But I got a C note on Dylan. I see he's watching. So, Dylan, don't disappoint me, my man. And but we got some other cool announcements too. We've been teasing that we're gonna go 7 days a week. What is up, everybody? 7 days a week, 7 days of kayak fishing content. I mean, come on, man. If that don't get you excited, I don't know what does. But we got none other than my man JP. I'm going to bring him in here real quick. What's up, brother?
What's going on, man?
Good. I got all excited about this new software. I forgot to turn my light on, so I look like crap. So, sorry, guys.
Just for the record, he looked a lot better outside the light yesterday.
I'm semi-pro, man. So my man JP is coming into the Paddle and Fin family. We're going to talk about the new segment that's going to kick off on Saturdays. Probably not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. But I think it'll be a great segment, especially with the times we're facing. And once all this coronavirus stuff goes away, I think this is going to play a vital role in some stuff, man. Everybody's going to be cooped up in the house, looking to get out, venture out on some new waters, see some new sights and things like that. So if you guys aren't familiar with JP, he did a podcast with us. I don't know, it was a couple months ago about cold weather fishing. And, why don't you give everybody a brief background about you, what you do and stuff like that?
Sure. Yeah, so I have the sweetest job in the world. I'm a fireman for the city of Chicago. So being a fireman with that schedule allows me to open up and travel. And, last year was really when I dove into doing tournament kayak fishing. A lot of traveling across pretty much most of the Midwest. Before that, vacation time had taken me to a lot of different destinations throughout the U.S., Texas, Florida, Smoky Mountain area. So and something I've always done while out there is kayak, and if not, try to kayak fish while kayaking. So part of what I do in my spare time is a lot of travel. Um, I'm here in Chicago. As you guys know, uh, everyone thinks of Lake Michigan. We also have some awesome smaller waters that produce some good fish around here as well. You can either find me in the Illinois, Wisconsin, or Michigan area fishing. Uh, Other than that, just pretty much that's life. I can't really say anything else right now because that's how life's been living with being on lockdown, social distancing, and going to work.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I'm in the same boat. I mean, I was fortunate enough to get out yesterday for the first time this year. Finally, with yourself, we hit up a local river here, caught a couple smallmouth. It was good to feel the tug.
It sure was.
I see Butcher in the chat, man, and I was thinking about this last night. He's got the hashtag tackle your dreams. And I was thinking, man, I'm like, we need a cool hashtag. It's like hashtag the tug is my drug. So there you go. If you drop hashtag tug is my drug, we're gonna pick 5 folks for these buffs here, man. So super cool, man. So you approached me a little while back about a great idea, a segment. We were looking to fill that 7th day, and we were kind of bouncing around some ideas and stuff like that. And what you approached me with was pretty stellar. I offered it to one of the other guys first, and then you were like, "Hey, man, if he's not going to do it, I will." So it was super cool idea. So why don't you drop the idea, man, and we'll kind of dive into how we're going to make this work and stuff like that.
Absolutely. So the idea or the concept is called off the water. So a lot of times, and I found this, from tournament fishing and just from traveling in general. A lot of times we go to these destinations, and a shout out to Jeremiah Burrish, who is kind of the inspiration for all this. Um, we go to destinations, and some are smaller towns, but there's a region that you can go to. A lot of people travel with their families when they're going on tournaments. I've noticed, they'll pack everybody into the RV or the camper. They'll go out and they're there at the tournaments. But what can you do with while you have the entire family, or if you want to just get away and do something totally different from kayaking all day, kind of reset your mind. So this is what this segment's going to be. It's going to be called Off the Water. We're going to pick cities and regions on every podcast. And most of these I have been to. There's going to be a lot that we do that have guests, and then there's going to be areas where I haven't reached that other people that I network with who either been there or live there, and share those experiences, and we can share what to do in those areas. Most of these areas are going to be centered around the kayaking scene that's there or the fishing scene that's there, because a lot of the people in the kayaking community, they're just not fishing out of kayaks, they're also fishing it out of boats as well, or they're traveling further where they may not have access to kayaks, and then they could go rent a boat. But nonetheless, we want to make a bigger target to everyone on this one. And plus, if you start off doing a lot of, okay, let's take Austin, Texas, for example, right? So Austin's a big capital, but nobody, unless you're local to Austin, nobody knows that Lady Bird Lake is there. Lady Bird Lake is a reservoir it's a reservoir off of the Colorado River. We were there back in Austin. We got our hands on some tap water 120s, and we kayaked. We tried to fish a little bit, but more so just kayaking and seeing Austin from that perspective is awesome. We ran into a few guys, other kayak fishermen out there, and just got to talking. And that place is somewhat of a hidden gem because a lot of people go up to Lake Travis and forget about Lady Bird Lake, and the fishing there is supposed to be phenomenal. So when you go down there to go fish, and then okay, well, what do we want to do afterwards? Well, I'm here to tell you, you could go check out Smoke Show Barbecue. You can go to Stubbs. You can go check out 6th Street. On 6th Street, check out, this location, so on and so forth. If you're looking for food, check out Torchy's or the like. If you go to another area, let's say Tennessee, a lot of people don't realize that, okay, you have national, but everything's kind of regional. What's another thing to do while you're in central and southern Tennessee? Go to visit the Jack Daniels distillery while you're down there. Just little things like that that add up to a lot that can make your next trip one to remember, and one that you will find a lot more enjoyment out of.
Well, not only that too, like you mentioned Jeremiah. I fished like two tournaments up in the La Crosse area this past year. Well, one in La Crosse, one was in Prairie du Chien, but I remember talking to him and it was like, hey man, where do you recommend to go eat? That's like, you want to talk to the locals about that
Oh
kind of
yeah.
stuff. And then not only that, but like the different water opportunities, right? Like,
Oh, for
I've
sure.
talked to a few guys that, were looking forward to that La Crosse event. Bass has got one up there, Hobie, um, somebody else, and they were like, you got any places to recommend to stay? Is there anywhere else I could go fish? I'm thinking about bringing the family. So it's kind of like a destination orientated type deal to kind of give you the 411 on the local area, which I thought was cool, man. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of kayak fishermen travel around the country, and not only that, but say you're not going there for a tournament, but you want to go there, just to visit or be on vacation, things like that, man. It's a cool concept. So I dig it.
Yeah, and that's exactly the goal of this. Is it, you may not go there this year, you may not go there next year, but let's say somewhere down the line you decide, hey, I want to check this out. All right, well, here's some resources from like-minded individuals who can give you a good recommendation on what to do while at this destination. Now,
Absolutely.
now again, with this, there's not going to, you have to think this is going to be, targeting, we're going to try to target a lot of areas throughout the country. Sure, is there going to be places that get skipped that people want to go to? We can't cover it all, but what we can do is give you a good idea and give you something that's not as commercialized as, or take a lot of the guesswork out when you're going there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, don't get me wrong, man. Some of the fun is venturing off and finding, you know, oddball
Oh
places to
yeah.
eat and have beverages, like
Yep.
shout out to Duke Westcamp and the Thirsty Turtle somewhere up in the middle of nowhere, Wisconsin on the Mississippi River. Like, I don't know how many times I've heard that story, but it's totally cool and I dig it, man. I'm intrigued to see where it goes. And not only that, but I'm interested in learning about a few spots across the country as well, man.
Oh yeah, and you know what? The other thing too is a lot kind of talking to some of the hosts, talking to people who listen to the podcast as well. One thing you'll see is that there's also, aside from kayaking, a lot of guys are into a lot of other recreations such as mountain biking or hiking trails. And a lot of places that we go to for destinations for tournament fishing have those available. So those are good places to key in on too. And we'll definitely touch on a lot of those while when we're doing these podcasts.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So, what do you think your first destination is going to be that you're going to talk about, man?
Well, here, put it this way: we did some brainstorming,
Uh-oh.
so we could just
That's
kind of go.
trouble. When JP's gears are turning, that could be some trouble, man.
So we could pretty much do a flip of a dime. But I honestly, let's start where nobody knows anything better, like yourself from Chicago.
Yeah. Yeah,
We,
for sure.
I would say
Jo-
definitely start Chicago.
for sure, for sure. Josh Smith dropped in the comments. Jeremiah's a good guy. Met him at the beverage facility for the weigh-in at La Crosse, open a few years ago. Didn't know each other, just started talking fishing. La Crosse is an awesome place, and Wisconsiners are pretty friendly. I
Yeah.
absolutely dig it.
And Wisconsin has some pretty good beer right there.
Oh yeah, the old
For all those who
the old
for all those who
spotted
don't know.
cow.
Yep.
My man Matt Gibson, Mr. New Canoe himself, he said Indy would be a great spot to highlight. And I totally agree. And shout out to Sam Jones and Alan Reed. They just posted some info on the Turkey Bowl. Obviously, that's not till November, but they got a tentative date, and they're looking at doing it on Geist Lake again. But that Indy area is pretty sweet. I was down there for the Indiana Boat Travel and Sports Show. That's where I met Matt Gibson. Hung out next to Hoover. If you guys saw the video where he was pitching the frog and skipping it across the aisle, scaring people, I know that's up on his YouTube. That was a fun time. But Indy would definitely be a good spot for sure because they have a nice kind of like city scene downtown. But once you get outside of town, there's quite a bit of fishing. And shout out to my man Brock Hall. You know, he fishes some areas in that southern Indiana area that are absolutely beautiful and hold some really big fish. So looking forward to the Turkey Bowl again. If you guys aren't familiar, that's a 3-man team event, which puts a pretty cool spin on it. They do food donations to help those in need out there in the holidays, which is pretty stellar as well. We had a whole truck bed full of food at the last one, which was unbelievable. I know Alan Reed's pickup bed was just stacked, man. They do a ton of good like giveaway prizes and stuff like that. I think the catch team took second last year. It was Susie, Dusty, and Duke, and then I forget who it was that took first. Our team, the Trash Pandas, we did horrible and only caught one fish. But yeah, Turkey Bowl was awesome. Matt Gibson also dropped in there the river too. Don't forget about the White River. They always have a huge turnout. I saw Jason Young just jumped in here. He helps run IKA. And that White River event is always pretty astounding. I think they had like 90-something people sign up for that last year. Some pretty big smallmouth were caught. So that was super cool to see. And then Hobie did a satellite event there as well. So super cool. Super cool, man.
Yeah, buddy. And just so Sam and Alan are aware, they are on my list here. So Indy is on that list.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to talk to those two.
Oh, you know.
What up, Joel Scarborough? I see Joel in the house. Mr. FBI himself. That's an inside joke. But yeah, man. That whole Indiana scene, I know this is totally off topic, but like that whole Indiana scene is just exploding right now. I think I saw Sam was telling me they had 80-some people sign up for the SIAC online event for this month because no tournaments are going on. So it's kind of crazy, man.
I could only imagine. I mean, and plus too, if I had to make a guess, a lot of people from Kentucky are probably getting an Indiana license and fishing that southern part of Indiana for the SIAC events because Kentucky's entirely shut down right now.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Jason Young said there was 93 for the IKA event and 35 for the Boss satellite event. So, I mean, that's pretty big, dude, for Indy, man. Like, you think, I mean, then again, you think of Illinois and people are like, you guys got bass over there, bro? Like, seriously? So it's kind of cool, man, because that's just it, right? Like, you know, I talk to people all the time. I'm like, hey, if you're ever up in Illinois and you want to fish some stellar bass, let me know. And they're like, you guys got fish up there? Like, I didn't know that, you know? So it's kind of cool, man, because it'll highlight those areas of the country that people may not think about, you know, like I fished a tournament in Kansas last year and I'm like, dude, what are we going to catch? Corn on the cob? Like for real? And dude, that reservoir we fished was just absolutely phenomenal. And that would have never been on my radar had I not fished it. No, Mark Twain is in Missouri. Okay. Kansas was it'll Big come Hill. To me. Yeah, Big Hill, Kansas. Yep. Okay. Yep. Bunch of submerged trees all over the place. Just be careful when it's 3-foot rollers on tournament day. That one will make your butthole pucker. But yeah, man, I think you know, you always hear about, Gunnersville and Sam Rayburn and what's the other one in Tennessee that I'm not thinking of?
Chickamauga.
Chickamauga and all those bigger lakes. But even Michigan, which is close by us, you always hear St. Clair, but Michigan's got some pretty stellar bodies of water as well.
Oh yeah.
So we want to spread it coast to coast all across the country, and just get some info out there, man, and maybe spike some interest. Like I said, everybody's been cooped up over the Rona, and when it's time to get back out there, might be worth looking into. But not only that, you and I were talking, and we were talking about highlighting some of the areas where bigger tournaments are going on.
Definitely. Yep.
Like I see my man Richie Lockery in the chat here. He's watching in on YouTube. He's down by Table Rock Lake. You and I fished that tournament together last year. I'll tell you what, man, that burrito place we ate at, not so good. We should have definitely hit up Richie for some suggestions. So
for sure.
But yeah, man, it'll be cool, man. I'm interested to see how it all develops, man.
Yeah, same here. And again, this is bringing a whole new kind of perspective. When we're talking about kayak fishing, we're talking about what's going on in the scene. This is kind of drawing it back a little and kind of opening your mind to what to do. And that's why it's called Off the Water. This is what to do while you're not on that water. And it kind of fills that gap. At least for me, when I'm going, I like to kind of explore and get out. But again, if you don't have a kind of sense of direction, you're lost. And this gives you that compass to get started with and expand from there.
Totally agree, man. Totally agree. You got anything else you want to lead us in on that? And then we're going to get to an even cooler announcement.
Ah, snap. No, there's nothing that exciting going on right now, just because everything else in this world is on lockdown. So, the only thing that I can say is been fortunate. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world. I know there's people who are in different situations from where I and just kind of every day you got to count your blessings with everything that's going on right now, because you ain't gonna know what's gonna even come tomorrow. Things could change in a minute, and it's happening faster right now than more people can comprehend. So
yeah, right on. All right, I had to make sure I got my numbers right here. So this is what we're gonna do, folks. I mentioned the live 5 that Butcher's doing. Our host here, Susie Roloff, does the Adventures of Outdoor Woman segment on every other Wednesday. She came up with a great idea. She was like, hey, why don't we do our own amongst the host? And I was like, you know what? That's a great idea. But let's step that up even further and make it a bracket tournament. And then everybody was like, that'd be kind of cool. So we could have a winner's bracket, loser's bracket, and the winner of each goes against each other. So what we're thinking about doing is doing 4 people a weekend on their home waters. What I need help with here, I'm asking you guys and gals tuning in to shout out some numbers, and I'm going to go down the list here. It could be 1 through 11, doesn't even matter. Just give me a number 1 through 11, and I'm going to go down this list and write the number next to it, and then we'll form the bracket, and we'll get this put up tonight. So what we're thinking is we'll do 2 brackets a weekend, and we'll do a live stream. One of us will do it and run it and go from there. Sorry, I'm watching the comments, so as they roll in, I'm writing these down. And we'll kind of do something cool here with you guys, and then maybe, throw out some prizes, let you guys do a fantasy bracket or something, and then, do a prize pack for winners, something like that. And I think it'll be kind of cool. It'll intrigue some folks, and kind of do something cool for those that can't get out on the water, or those that are itching to watch some MLF style fishing,
Yeah.
something like that. I still got 6 numbers I need. I need 1, 2, 5, 10, 11, right? Something like that. Come on, folks. Give me some numbers. Shout out a number, random, 1 through 11. So it'll be something cool, and it'll be something fun to do amongst our hosts here, and still practice the social distancing and stuff like that. I gotta throw this comment up here. Oh, not that one. Justin Staley's calling out Ryan Milford, saying he's just over here trying to make it, man. So, but here we go. So we don't have an even number. So we need one extra person in this mix to make it an even 12. Suggestions.
Hey, maybe you could call out Scott Butcher and have the OG host versus Scott Butcher.
Butcher, you in here still? You in on this, my man? We still got so it'll be 1 through 12. So we're still missing 5 numbers. We got 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're missing 1, 2, 4. Oh, we got 4. We got 12 twice. 4. We're missing 1, 2, 10, 11, right? Or 1, 2, 10, 11. No, we got 11. 1, 2, 10. We got 4, 2, and then the last one is 1. So who's our wild card going to be? Those watching, any suggestions who you would like to see the wild card be? It could be anywhere in the country. Anywhere. Come on, give me something. Butcher didn't respond, so I'm assuming he's out of the chat. He's actually jumping in on the Noobs tournament. And
that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, Randall's getting thrown in the mix. That's right. Sorry, Jay. No more toothy critters. You're going to have to fish pike or bass. Ooh, Randall or Hoover? All right, we'll figure that one out. I like it. Bass Fishing for Noobs is putting on a Noobs tournament. If you guys know somebody that's like kind of on the fence about like doing tournament fishing and stuff, we're creating this online monthly event for beginners. So if you guys, I see a bunch of guys in the comments that I know are pretty seasoned veterans in the kayak tournament world. This tournament is not for you. Sorry, guys. But if you got somebody that's new to it, just getting into kayak fishing, they want to get their feet wet, we're going to do an online monthly. It's $10 a person. There will be no cash prizes, but it will be actual prize packs. Minimum is going to be top 3 get paid out, and then if we get more than 20, it'll start bumping up from there. First place is going to get a custom engraved catch board worth about $100. And we got all kinds of other good stuff going in there. So I was supposed to post it this weekend. I decided to go fishing instead, so I apologize.
That's
but
my fault. I twisted his arm on that one.
Yeah. But we're going to get that up here. I might even be able to do it tonight. So that's going to happen. So if you guys know anybody that's, on the fence, they want to give it a try. It's $10. It's not going to cost very much. It's going to be run on Tourney X. we did a live stream on Friday about this, and it also went up on the podcast platform today under the Bass Fishing for Noobs segment, where we kind of ran through the rules and all kinds of stuff like that. I even put a bounty on Milford's Head and Noob 2.0. So if they beat, if whomever beats those guys, they're going to get a little something extra. Which is cool. It puts a cool spin on it. It helps those guys interact with their audience, and then they get bragging rights, because Milford won't be over there trying to make it anymore, man. But it's pretty cool, man. So we're excited about this. I'm not sure for the bracket tournament when this is going to start. I got to get with everybody. This was an idea that came up tonight, and we just decided we were going to do it. So I said I'd talk about it tonight. Let you guys pick the order. So just so everybody knows, it's either our mystery competitor is going to get the number 1 seed. Myself got the number 2 seed. Sam Jones is number 3. Doo-Doo, aka Dustin Nichols, is number 4 seed. Jason Ricketts is number 5. Susie Roloff, number 6. Brad Hicks, 7. JP got 8. Dan Perry, 9. We don't have a 10. But we got numbers everywhere. So Josh Eldridge would be 11. Ryan Milford, 12. And that rounds us off, man. So it'll be cool, man. I'm interested in seeing how it turns out. I will say we're not going to conflict schedules with the live 5 that Butcher's doing. So I think he's doing his on Saturday, right?
Yeah.
On Saturdays, I think they're streaming theirs. So if that's the case, we'll do ours on Sunday. There's plenty of space for us all to go around. So,
for sure.
Yeah, get ready, folks, man. We're gonna do something cool, a bracket live stream tournament, and this is probably gonna take a little bit to get it through because we're only doing 4 a weekend, but it'll be pretty fun and exciting to watch. I will take any wagers, so just hit me up. I'll be the bookie for this one.
And Saturday is Butcher's.
Yeah, I see Justin Staley just dropped in the comments. Yep, Saturday mornings. So we'll do Sunday. That should work with everybody's schedule. I don't know if we'll have the one this weekend, but by the latest, the following weekend, we'll get this kicked off, man.
Let's do it.
Yeah, buddy. You got anything else?
It's a great time going to be starting here in Northern Illinois because even though I was out on the water today, the water temp was still kind of chilly, but it's still holding in that it just hit 50, 51. So let that keep climbing a little bit, and by the time this starts, we're gonna.
The bite will be on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's that's going to be exciting. So anything else? Well, you know what? We're working on it Saturday. If there's anybody out there listening who is not experienced in kayaking or they're thinking about getting into it, or they have friends who are looking to get into kayaking itself, me and Brian, we're going to be doing a live feed on Kayaking 101 Saturday at 7 o'clock on Rocktown's page. So,
Sweet.
You guys, if you're out there, if anybody's out there who's just getting into the sport, it's not going to do with fishing. It's just the 101 on kayaking, the basics out there. So, more people we could reach out to, the better off. We can make a safer community doing this. And as we know, ignorance is prevalent all throughout, especially in quarantine. I've been seeing some really, really dumb stuff while I've been out on the water.
Yeah.
So, if we can throw a little bit of education out there.
We saw it this past weekend, man. 4 kayaks passed us, not a single one wearing a PFD. And the water temps were between 48 and 50 degrees. You know what I mean? And they were wearing T-shirts and whatever else. Long story, but
right.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm looking forward to that. And speaking of Rocktown, that's the shop we represent. But I talked about this on my last show too, guys and gals. Man, it's a rough time for our paddle shops right now, our local bait shops, things like that. A lot of kayak shops are still doing curbside pickups, phone orders, um, online orders, things like that. So if you can do anything to support, I know guys, I've seen a ton of people posting on Facebook and Instagram, stuck at home, rigging up the boat, things like that, man. Even if you need something as simple as a gear track or something like that, um, you know, reach out to your kayak shop. That couple
Yep.
of bucks is going to go a long way. I know, talking to the boys in Ohio, Loveland Canoe and Kayaks still doing some phone stuff. Rocktown's doing some stuff. I was talking to Sam Jones the other day, and he said Moving Water Outfitters down in Indiana, they're still doing curbside pickups and phone orders and stuff like that. I know Quest Water Sports, the Hobie dealer in Central Illinois here, they're still doing some by appointment only or something of that nature. So let's not forget about those shops, guys. They support our tournament trails,
Yep.
and things like that all throughout the year. I mean, yeah, you could go direct to the manufacturers, but at the same time, it's going to be the same price whether you get it through the shop or direct through the manufacturers. Why not throw the shops a bone? They could really, really use it right now. Justin Staley said Sun Valley in India is doing the same. Um, I know I put a post up on the Facebook page recently about, hey, drop your shop in the comments. Let's show them some love and support, say where they are. I know a couple guys didn't even know there was a shop in an area, Wisconsin or something like that, that even existed. And now they know that they're there, and, they're supporting them and things like that. And that goes for any small business in the country, man, whether it's a restaurant, order carry out if you can, like things like that. A lot of people are struggling right now. If you got a couple bucks and you can help support, why not? So
There's a quote that's out, and I'm sure everybody's seen it, but it really holds true. And for those who've played any type of sport or anything while growing up, it was your local businesses that were your sponsors for your baseball team, your football team,
yeah,
your volleyball team, your soccer team. They, and I played sports growing up, and those were key to us, getting the equipment we needed, having a field to play on. Uh, and now this is where the tables turn. They need our help. So, give back to what they gave you from when you're younger, man. This is just a cycle that's going on. And you know what? Not and it's just not them. This is a really, really messed up time. I mean, let's let's cut dry and go straight to the point here. This is a really messed up time. There's a lot of people going through some stuff right now. There's people out there who may not be in the right mind. If there's somebody out there who needs help, reach out to them. Even if it's just giving a phone call to see how they're doing. You know, uh, we've never seen anything like this, and
yeah,
not only is it for as a business, seeing from the business end, from the kayak shops to the restaurants, but even just dealing with family life. People don't know when their next paycheck's going to be, and what's going to happen. And be kind to each other. It goes a long way. And
amen.
if you give back at what you can, even if it's a phone call or a good gesture.
Absolutely. I dig it, man. I dig it.
Yeah, buddy.
I appreciate you coming on tonight and talking about the new segment and talking about the bracket tournament, the buffs, the new buffs.
Hmm.
Hashtag the tug is my drug. So
Sounds like a Kesha song. I don't know if you
yeah,
were listening to Kesha beforehand, but
I don't know. But in your post, put up the hashtag the tug is my drug. We're gonna search those and we'll give some buffs out. I know some people dropped it in the comments on the stream at the beginning. I'm gonna get those guys hooked up. So yeah, man. That's all I got. You got any last words, final thoughts, anything like that?
No, like I said, if anybody's out there who knows somebody who's looking to get into kayaking, even if you just want to kill some time, tune in on Saturday evening at 7 o'clock on Rocktown's page for that live 101 that we're going to be doing. Just shout out to the sponsors, TRC Rod Covers, Rickard Weights. Also shout out to Rocktown.
Yep.
You know, it yesterday, and we were talking about curbside pickup. You know, I had a Yak Attack order and a Never Lost order that came in, and they were able to pick it up right curbside, and I was out messing around with my stuff today. So, big huge shout out to them, and yeah, again, just I think like everybody else, I can't wait to get back on the road and start, just start seeing everybody again. I think the social the social distancing and not being able to gather in groups is not really. I mean, it is having an effect, but I like to see you guys. It's awesome when we all congregate and get together. So soon enough, it'll happen.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Well, with that being said, man, welcome to the PNF family. We're a goofy bunch over here, as you've already quickly learned.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to everybody that tuned in tonight. We appreciate your love and support, and we're looking forward to the future. Keep your head up, keep focused, and if you get the chance, get out and fish.
Yep.
Till next time, tight lines, smooth paddling. Peace.